Okay, good morning to everyone. It's my pleasure to be here with all of you chairing this, the opening session of the 34th Biennial Conference of European Association for American Studies. Welcome, be welcome you all to this university, which, by the way, I would like you to feel like yours from now on. In the first place, it's my honor to give the floor to the president of the organizing committee, Professor Cristina Garrigos. Cristina, please.
Thank you. Dear participants in the 34th Conference of the European Association for American Studies, welcome. We are very happy to be here today, sharing our hybrid space at the UNED with our colleagues, both online and on-site. First, I want to start by thanking the board of the association for giving us the opportunity to host this year's conference. I want to thank the president of the UNED, the dean of the Faculty of Philology, and the chair of the Department of Foreign Philologies for the presence here today and for their enduring support from the very first moment that we announced that we wanted to offer this university a site of the Conference of the European Association for American Studies 2022. When we offer our university to celebrate the 2022 meeting of the association, we never imagined that the topic that we chose, exploring the concept of the wastelands in US studies from multiple perspectives, would be so appropriate. The last 2 years have been very difficult for many people all over the world. The COVID pandemic has been terrible and is still around. So to those present here, I would like to be mindful of COVID restrictions. On our part, we have taken all the measures to ensure that you participate in the conference safely. The COVID pandemic has forced us to reorganize many things. For us in academia, it had an impact on the way that we communicate and work. And conferences, which used to be an opportunity to meet face-to-face with colleagues, establish networks, and exchange ideas, had to be converted to online events. Here at the UNED, whose 50th anniversary we are celebrating this year, as a university of distance education, we are aware that technology can be an ally. Today, technology makes it possible to be here together and work together. Special thanks go to the UNED Media Department, CEMAF, because this conference would be impossible without them. The organization of the conference has been a collective enterprise. We are lucky to have a great team at UNED. We have worked enthusiastically, but we have also had the collaboration of the University Complutense of Madrid, with whom we share the campus, and now we share a great group of volunteers who, from both universities, are working together to make everything work. Thank you also to Inés Díaz and her Travel Box team, who have put their best in the organization of this event, which you can witness in every detail. We have been very conscious and careful with the spirit of the conference, trying to reduce waste as much as possible and encouraging recycling and sustainability. Thanks to the plenary speakers who are participating in our program, Eulalia Piñero and Ramón Castillo, who will be with us in Madrid, and Giannina Braschi and David Chinitz will join us online. We are looking forward to listening to their wise words. We are sure that it will be a very fruitful conference with more than 300 participants from 30 countries, 100 panels and roundtables. We also want to thank the Thyssen Museum for their collaboration. We hope that we all enjoy the tour and workshop to their American art collection. Also, the UNED main library will host the exhibition of the female beat poets by Larreta-Azelain, which you can visit anytime these days, although the official opening will be tomorrow. And tonight, a group of professors and musicians will delight us with a recital on the wasteland that you should not miss. Special thanks for the dedication and generous effort. The organizing committee is here to help, and we wish everyone a fruitful and enjoyable conference.
Thanks a lot, Cristina, for your words. Now it's my pleasure to give the floor to the head of the Department of the Foreign Language Department and Linguistics.
Thank you very much.
Professor Dolores Castrillo.
It is my great pleasure to be here today at the opening of this 34th European Association for American Studies Conference, together with our rector, dean, president of the European Association for American Studies, and president of the organizing committee. It is a real honor for our department to have been able to collaborate and to host this great event. In my view, it couldn't have been a better choice of topic, wastelands in the broadest sense of the word, and a current sadly term. Although the conference addresses the concept of waste in US culture, history, and politics, I am sure that many of the discussions and conclusions that will be presented here can be also extended to Spain and other countries, given the globalized world in which we live. So, many thanks to the organizing committee for the hard work. And I would like to finish with two wishes. First of all, dear colleagues, let's take this great opportunity to recycle all types of waste together. And the second one, last but not least, since we can celebrate face-to-face or hybrid conferences again, please don't forget to enjoy our Madrid. So my best wishes for a very, very successful conference. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mairal, for your words. Now it's my pleasure just to give the floor to the Dean of the Faculty. Please, Rubén.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Faculty of Philology, I would like to welcome you all to this 34th European Association for American Studies Conference. I would like to congratulate the organizing committee for undertaking such an ambitious task of organizing a conference of this magnitude right after the global pandemic, or should I say rather, we're still suffering this pandemic, so it's still a shortcoming for the organization. I'm well aware of the difficulties my colleagues have undergone and their efforts to offer the best conference possible. I would like to thank the steering committee, Cristina Garrigos, Antonio Ballesteros, Maria García Lorenzo, Didac Llorens, but I'm well aware that there is a long list of colleagues that have worked hard so that we can be here today. I would like to congratulate the organizers also for the selection of an overreaching topic for the conference to stimulate all kinds of reflections around the concept of wasteland and waste, in commemoration of T.S. Eliot's poem, The Wasteland. It's interesting to see how topical this theme remains. We hope the conference will be very enjoyable and informative to everyone, and a great place for sharing research, thoughts, and discussion. Thanks for joining us, and welcome to the Faculty of Philology. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rubén. And now it's my pleasure to give the floor to the President of the European Association for American Studies, please.
Thank you very much. And I'd like to thank UNED for hosting us here today and for these next few days, and to congratulate the university on its 50th anniversary. Well done. I'd like to thank the rector and the dean and the head of School of Modern Languages for hosting us. And particularly, I'd like to thank Cristina and her team for an amazing job already. We had our board meeting yesterday, about which I will say more during our general meeting after this preliminary opening. Obviously, we have the conference theme of wastelands, which connects to the 100th anniversary of T.S. Eliot's famous poem. And then spanning out from that, we will be looking at variations on the idea of waste, whether that's ecological or human formed, and particularly at this time in the world where things are so unstable and wastelands are being created not in our name. I think this is a very opportune moment to have these kinds of discussions, and I hope that this April is not the cruelest month. Thank you.
Thank you very much, President. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to round off this opening session and to address this choice audience. I mean, as rector of UNED, I feel greatly honored to be hosting the 34th conference of the European Association for American Studies here at the UNED. On a time that is, as Cristina said, a very special year to us. I mean, this year which means a lot to us, since we are also celebrating our 50th anniversary. And moreover, I'm really happy and glad to see that you have managed, to some degree, to leave the coldness of the screens away and celebrate the event in a warm gathering, hosting people from over 30 countries. And I congratulate you on that. However, my first words are of gratitude to Cristina, Garrigos, and her team, Antonio, Maria, Didac. I do not want to forget anyone. I mean, for the hard work and you know, Cristina, I would like to express my congratulations on the organizations of such a relevant and huge conference. And this is not an easy task, and it's not even easier, even considering that most of the work has been done during the pandemic. So congratulations. But my gratitude also extends to the parties involved. I mean, plenary speakers and presenters for sharing with us your cutting-edge research into the conference topic, but also, you know, students and attendants for stimulating, you know, a fruitful and enlightening debate. It's certain that we are living pretty hard times. Mairal was just making a reference, and it's certain that we are living pretty hard times. And an academic event like this one is no doubt a good occasion to exchange scholarship, debate on the important topics of the 21st century, and underline, and this is really important, and underline the relevant role of knowledge as science as structures for freedom and peace. Knowledge and science always paving the way towards a new alignment. And I hope that this will be the case. By looking at the conference program, I was really impressed by the wide coverage of relevant issues displayed in the conference. I mean, as a non-expert in the field, I must say that what really calls my attention is the theme of the conference, you know, the wasteland. The team was just making a reference to it, proposed on the 100th anniversary of the poem by T.S. Eliot. Indeed, and unfortunately, you know, we are holding this conference in sad and previously unimagined circumstances for Europe in the 21st century. But it's precisely by means of this conference that many scholars have found a way to express their rejection, their abhorrence, you know, for this word and the wasteland that is generating. And indeed, Eliot's poem, The Wasteland, denounces the brokenness and loss of a world beaten by war, causing social, psychological, and emotional collapse, which is embodied in an unsustainable and sterile wasteland, where people's lives are lacking in spiritual significance. Obviously and sadly, Eliot's message holds applicable today in the 21st century. And this is one of the reasons why this conference turns out to be so timely and so appropriate. I mean, the main theme of the conference has also proved to be quite adequate to reflect on issues that are central to not only US studies, but to the world at large, you know, which undoubtedly deserve our attention. Let me just name a few of them: the urgency of climate change, economic problems, wars, migration, or pandemics and illness, and our concern for a more sustainable world in agreement with the United Nations Sustainable Development Objectives, you know, as captured and included in the 2030 agenda. By the way, at the UNED, we are working pretty hard in the achievement of these goals through different projects. And, you know, for example, we are just promoting good practices from the Observatory of Sustainable Development Goals. And so relevant is the main theme of the topic and the different issues and topics in the program that I got very surprised that even the Thyssen Museum got interested in the conference, and you mentioned that, by proposing the collaboration that will be materialized in a workshop about American art in their premises, correct? So I hope that you really enjoy this visit because the museum is fabulous, is fantastic. Okay, I do not want to extend any further. I just want to, we are really, really happy to be able to host a conference like this, which shows great concern for a better, peaceful, and more sustainable world, with our firm conviction that dialogue is the best tool that human beings have in order to avoid wastelands. And for all the reasons above, we are really looking forward to listening to everything you got to say, because I know for sure that we will all benefit from the richness involved in the exchange of ideas. I'm certain that the aims of the conference will be fully achieved and that your contributions will bring important headlines into the conference topic. I wish you a wonderful, happy, and productive conference. May this conference opposed precisely to the wasteland here. Without further ado, I declare open the 34th conference of the European Association for American Studies. Thank you very much for making it possible.